Okay, so good morning, everybody, once again. So today we are going to be looking at something that I believe will help us as individuals that have been into real estate, or you are into real estate, uh, or you want to expand your scope in the real estate business. Is something that personally I put together as the 12 M's for running a successful real estate business that you need to have. They are even prerequisites. And I feel that sharing it with you will be of great benefit and blessing to every one of us. Okay. And these things are things that I've put together, and I'm hoping that I will share them and release them maybe in book or article later in the future. But they are basically things that I've put together as lessons, as thoughts, as experiences um, that I've learned and enjoyed over the last 12 years of my own experience in real estate. Okay. Please, in case at any point in time you can't hear me, just let me know. Okay, I'll be going to the chat room occasionally so that um, I'll be able to get feedback. Okay. So to achieve any major, just like any other business, to achieve any major success or to master any certain field, of course, our case study here is real estate, which we are all, I believe every one of us here is our main, okay, is our core. Okay, to any accomplishment, it will come with its own challenges. Growth in itself comes with its own challenges. Uh, most of us, when we're raising our children or when we're growing up, we've had situations whereby at some point when children want to start, they call it the teething process. Probably they want to start growing teeth. Sometimes some 4, 6, some will have rashes on their body, some will start stooling and all of those things. It's part of growth, but most, for a new mother, things like that can throw them off balance, right? But for somebody that is experienced mother, it's really they are used to it. They are used to it. They are very very used to it. For somebody that probably gave birth to 5 or 6, the way you raise the first child is not the way you raise the second child or the third child or the fourth child. Okay, so the reason why they are used to it is because they've been able to gather experiences. There are so many principles they've been able to gather, but unfortunately, most of those things are not documented. So most of them we don't pass it down as books, right? We only learn from the people that are already experienced. So we start the process all over again. I didn't mean it's being passed down as book training courses or lecture. Of course, in this age and time now, a lot of people do videos and YouTube and all of those things. But that's not the case. A lot of people get married and they get into marriage and they are seeing a lot of culture shock. But there are other people that have been married for the past 50 years, but they don't document their experiences. Okay. So a lot of people to go into real estate business or started as a realtor or started as a developer or started in one way or the other. And suddenly they are facing some challenges, they are facing some ups and downs, they are facing things, they are encountering they are experiencing what they have never experienced before in their life. And they are wondering that, now like this, as a sound, how come I'm facing these challenges? How come I'm facing some of these obstacles? How come I'm going through some of the challenges that I'm going through? But some of these things are things that we are going through so that they can toughen us and make us a better person. So challenges are normal, right? Their challenges are normal. But some of these things I'm going to be sharing today are things that I believe strongly that if we take them to heart and unlearn whatever we have learned before and take them to heart solidly, and I strongly believe that some of these things will help us a great deal to face some of those challenges. So by understanding and integrating some of these principles, you will be equipped with the knowledge and tool necessary to excel in your business. So I put them in M's. So everything will be starting with M. So number one is mind. Number one is mind. And You know, I put them in hand so that it will rhyme and it will be easy for us to remember. Okay. Number one is the mind. You see, when we are talking about the mind when it comes to real estate, I'm really talking about courage, the heart of courage. The heart of courage. I've shared this several times before that when it comes to real estate, especially land, land is the foundation of real estate. There are wars. Wars have been fought. Battles have been fought when it comes to land. Nations are fighting against each other. Nations have fought against each other. For those of us that are Christian here, you've seen there are several stories, in the Bible talking about nations fighting against each other, and some of the spoils of war are taking over people's land. Right? Look at Israeli-Gaza war that is currently ongoing now. It is battle over land. Look at Ukraine-Russian war. It is battle over land. Just name it. Name it. Let's look at Nigeria, for instance, as a case study. The Boko Haram, it is battle over land. Land and the resources on land. Right? It is battle. Battle, 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 battle. Okay, so spiritually, a lot of families have killed themselves, a lot of brothers have fought over properties, family members fought over properties, and all of those things. All of these things are battles over land. And these are realities of what we will face, what we are facing. And for anybody that really wants to go into real estate, or you want to even sell it, you will face the challenges. You will face the challenges. And let me share, you know, the reason why we really need that act of courage. Of recent, Lagos State government has been cracking down using LABSCA. In fact, there's a program of LABSCA that I'm attending today. Has been cracking down seriously giving people penalty and all of those things. And a lot of people have been calling me, help us, so in one way or the other, and all of that. Lagos State has cracked down on me, and all of that. So one of my pastors in church just called me of recent and said that um, one of his cousins bought a piece of property, twin duplex, no, not twin duplex, two duplexes, somewhere in Osaka, London, and they never knew that the developer did not perfect, not title this time around, but process approval, building plan approval. He started the process, but he did not finish it. Even though the developer entered them, but he didn't give them the full picture of what actually is going on. So what he told them is that he's just waiting for final approval to come out, not knowing that they actually cut corner. What he built, what he built was not what was submitted. So the approval actually stalled. And of course, he has approval number, he has all those things, but the final approval never showed up. Okay. So the final approval never showed up and all of those things. And because the final approval never showed up, these people innocently bought those two duplexes. They saw, in fact, he gave massive discount on those duplexes. And they felt that they saw a good deal. Only for 2 weeks ago, only for them to get a letter from LABSCA slamming them penalty. Do you know the penalty? The penalty was for them to pay 6 million on each of those duplexes. 6 million naira penalty on each of those duplexes. And A vision will perish. Without people, a vision will perish. And that's the truth. And without vision too, people will perish because people don't follow people. People actually follow vision. That's just the truth. Without people, vision will perish. Without vision, people too will perish. Okay, so we need men. So at every point in time, whether we are community leaders, whether we are realtor group leaders, we need to identify for men that we want to reproduce. Whether we are departmental leaders, we need to continually look for men that we want to reproduce. In fact, someone defined parenting as reproducing yourself in the next generation. That's parenting and mentoring. And that's one of the things we are doing as leaders, right? Is parenting, is mentoring. So in our team, whether community leaders, you are the one always sharing. Why not look for somebody too that probably used to do a lot of thumbs up? Identify people within that same community that can always be sharing. Identify somebody within your realtor group too that can take up some measure of leadership role, depending on your own type of personality, right? Or the kind of structure that you have within your realtor group. But always look for people that you will bring on board into your own leadership cohort, right? Into your own inner circle, into your own team to manage. Because sometimes, see, I remember there was a time, I think Osi has shared this story before. We wanted to, we're pitching for a foreign partnership and all of those things. And they wanted a tech platform. And they put it there clearly that any company that has more than one founder, that is probably partnership or probably have a group of partners that own the company, will get much more preference. And the reason why they gave is that they realized that when it comes to journey to entrepreneurship, you are starting out in something, you will not always be motivated. In fact, you will at some point you will be demotivated, and you will need other people to what? To raise you up. So we all need people to raise us up. So we can't always do it all our own. We cannot always do it all our own. There are times that you will not be available. For instance, now, throughout the month of August, OC told us already that he won't be available. And he delegated. If he had not raised, delegate, and give responsibility to people, there is no way. Even systems and structure cannot work without people. Systems and structure cannot work without people. No matter what we are doing, let's try as much as possible not to be lone ranger. In fact, at some point, you have to even pray about it. That Lord, give me the right people. Bring the right people. In fact, sometimes the prayer is not even that God should give you the right people. Sometimes the prayer is that God make me to identify the right people. Because sometimes they can be around you. Sometimes, I don't know whether it has happened to some of us before, that you have somebody so valuable close to you, but you never recognize it until the person leaves and the person is now performing better somewhere else. You now wonder that, you mean that this person was within our structure and we never knew we had such a talent, okay? So, as a roundup, our ability to manage people, build strong team is very, very important when it comes to building our real estate business. We are all individual businesses here. When it comes to real estate, you need what? You need a mind and you need the men. The men in this case is talking about people. Okay, so this is where I'm going to be dropping the curtain. Okay, so we'll move to the next thing on the agenda. And so the next thing we are moving